Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to Post Cologne. Today I'm going to be talking about 7 awesome daily wear summer fragrances that I wore this week. So let's get started. So in my weekly rotation, I have some awesome fragrances to share with you guys. These are easy to wear, kind of daily fragrances. You don't need a special occasion for them. You can pretty much wear them like casually. You could even get away with kind of going out to a little bit more of a formal kind of setting with them. In the summertime, these just work. There is a wide variety. We got some sweet ones. We got some more woody aromatic. We got some florals, and we even got some ones that are a little on the challenging side, but are still awesome, and they're still daily wear fragrances. So without further ado, let's jump into it. All right, so kicking things off on Saturday, I had a big day planned with my girlfriend. We were gonna go ride our bikes for a bit. We're gonna go chill by the river. We're gonna get some lunch. We're gonna get some ice cream after. It's a really good, awesome day we had planned out for a beautiful Saturday afternoon in the summer. And so I wanted to wear something that was a little fun, a little playful, a little on the sexy side, but also something that I could pull off regardless of the situation we found ourselves in. It didn't matter if we were going to a lunch, if it was a fancy place, or just kind of a grab and go type style. Didn't matter. This is a type of fragrance you can kind of wear anywhere, and it's just a crowd pleasing, awesome fragrance. You've probably already heard of it, but if you haven't already, it is Rasasi Hawas. Now this one is hyped up in the community, and for good reason. This is an awesome summer style fragrance. It has that kind of Invictus Aqua, Invictus opening, very sweet, very bubblegummy, but it's got those fresh aquatics mixed into it as well. It's just a beautiful scent profile. It is very sweet, it is very playful, a little on the flirty side, but you can wear this in pretty much any occasion. You can wear this casually, you can kind of wear this out to a little bit more of a fancier dinner. It just works. It's just a great summer fragrance. It smells absolutely fantastic. It is a compliment monster, and you just can't go wrong with Rasasi Hawas when it comes to the summertime. Now you can pick up a bottle of this for about $50 at various discounters. It does kind of fly off the shelves. It's a little hard to find sometimes, but I picked mine up at Fragrance Buy. I don't think they have it in stock right now, but keep your eye out. You can set notifications on there so that it'll email you when they do come in stock. If you haven't tried it, I do suggest you do it. Performance on this is absolute beast. I get like 10 plus, 12 plus hours of longevity off of this, and the projection in the first 2-3 hours is enormous, especially when I get into the heat. This just blasts off my skin, pushes out really hard, so you gotta be a little bit careful on the sprays. When I first got this, I gave myself I'm a bit of an oversprayer. I gave myself my typical kind of 4, 5, sometimes 6 sprays, and I went to go meet someone at a restaurant, and I'm pretty sure I choked out the entire restaurant. It's like I didn't know what I was getting myself into. So I'm giving you a warning right now that this is an absolute beast. You can overdo it on this, so give yourself like maybe 2 sprays, 3 sprays at most. See how things are going, and then dial it up or dial it down depending on how you like and how much you really give a crap about other people. But beautiful scent profile, compliment monster. It's just a beast mode fragrance, and it's super easy to wear in so many different occasions. So if you haven't tried it already, I suggest you get your nose on it. That's Rasasi Hawas. So moving into Sunday, I didn't have many plans that day. I was pretty open to doing a variety of things. I was gonna run some errands, I was gonna meet up with some friends, and I was gonna kind of hang out with the girlfriend in the morning. And so I wanted to use something, again, that I could wear and find myself in any sort of situation, and it wouldn't matter, it would be appropriate, and that is Bulgari Man Wood Neroli. Now this fragrance is not what I expected when I picked it up. I was expecting a little bit more of kind of like a heavy wood with like a little hint of neroli, when in fact it's kind of the opposite. There is a very strong neroli in here. It's got some orange blossom in the mid, but it does sit on kind of a nice, sharp, clean set of woody notes in this. But the neroli in this is very apparent, and it does ride throughout the fragrance. You're going to get it from the opening all the way to the dry down and throughout the longevity of this fragrance, but it does have some beautiful wood notes that are They're sharp, but they're very clean at the same time. It's a really nice combination. This might not be for everybody though. It does have some white floral, like orange blossom in there, and again with that neroli. So this might be a little, if you're not into florals, this might not be your favorite fragrance, but for me, I don't mind it. I find this to be really well blended. I like how that neroli sits on those sharp woods, and I find this to be just good in pretty much any occasion I would find myself in. You can pick this up for about $70 at discounters. It is a little on the pricey side. It hasn't come down all that much, But for me, I got this actually on Facebook Marketplace from somebody that was selling it for a little bit cheaper than $70. So for that price point, it is pretty good. Longevity on this is about average. I got about 6 hours off my skin with this, and I could get good whiffs of this throughout the day. Of that Neroli was very strong. Like I said, rode through the entire thing with that base of woods. But about the 6 hour mark, it did die down to a skin scent at that point. And projection was about average. It was about an arm's length for about an hour and a half or so, and then it kind of came in a little bit closer. But this smells absolutely amazing. Like, my girlfriend doesn't always compliment my fragrances because I got a million fragrances and I'm always wearing something different. So for me to get a genuine compliment from my girlfriend about something I'm wearing is not happening every single day. But when I put this on, I don't think she smelled this one on me before. This is a fairly new pickup. She came from the other room and she kind of sniffed me out through the kitchen and found me on the balcony, and she just buried her nose into my neck, and she really enjoyed this one. She really liked this one, and she gave me a genuine compliment for it. So if you're looking for my girlfriend to bury her nose in your neck, no, wait. So if you're looking for that kind of Neroli mixed with some woods, like some nice florals on a wood base, I highly suggest you get your nose on Bulgari Man Wood Neroli. I think it's a great fragrance. You can wear this casually, you can wear this formally, you can wear this in pretty much any daily situation you find yourself in. It's a great fragrance. I highly recommend it. And that is Bulgari Man Wood Neroli. All right, so moving into Monday, I wanted to wear something, again, that I could wear and find myself in a variety of different situations, and the fragrance would just fit that occasion. I was working from home that day, but I was planning on going to meet up with some friends. I was gonna run some errands, and there's a chance I was gonna run into my girl. So I reached for something that I've already done a full review on, and I'll leave a link down in the description for you to check this out, and that is Lattafa's Qaed Fursan. Now, to put this very simply, this is a pineapple bomb. From the opening to the dry down, you're gonna get a beautiful, juicy, sweet, syrupy style pineapple. And it's just like photorealistic pineapple. It's just absolutely mouth-watering good. It does have a little bit of floral and a little bit of spice in the mid, just to kind of round things out, tone that sweetness down just enough so it's not an overwhelmingly sweet pineapple. And a little bit of woods come through in the base towards the dry down, again, to kind of tone down that sweetness, bring it to a level that's not like overpowering pineapple and very, very cloying. But it is a pineapple fragrance from the top to the bottom. You're gonna have pineapple the whole day. It's just a pineapple bonanza the entire day, and it's an absolutely beautiful fragrance. This is about $20 or $25 at places like Fragrance Buy. Steal of a deal. The presentation, the bottle's high quality. It's got a magnetic cap. Like, I'd pay $5, $10 extra just for a metal cap on most of these things. I love metal caps. Look at that. This is just a very fun, playful, yet sort of sophisticated, and it's just a nicely refined pineapple with those woods that come through in the base. It's just a very nice, well-blended fragrance that'll do you in any situation, whether you're just casually running errands, hanging out with your girl, hanging out with your guy, or just going out to meet with friends. This will do the job. You'll smell fantastic, and if you haven't checked it out already, I highly suggest it. That's Lattafa's Qaed Fursan. So on Tuesday, I wanted to kind of step outside the box a little bit. I was getting a little bored of the summer freshies, your typical style summer freshies, but I still wanted to wear something that would, fit the situation regardless of where I was. Something that was a real daily wear style fragrance, but still a summer fragrance, and still, able to kind of beat that heat, bring a little bit of freshness, but was different because I was getting a little bored. I was just getting bored of the summer freshies. So what I reached for is Lalique's Encre Noire Sport. Now, this fragrance is from the Encre Noire line. If you are familiar with Encre Noire, the original is a very dark, rooty, kind of dank forest, heavy vetiver. Like, it reminds me of like Halloween in a dark forest kind of thing. It's a very moody fragrance. It's a very acquired taste, and it's got like a very distinct vetiver in it, and it's not for everybody. What Encre Noire Sport does is it brings a fresh angle to it while still maintaining that kind of unique DNA that the Encre Noire has. Personally, I love Encre Noire. I love the Al Extreme, and I love this Encre Noire Sport. This is a really nice change of pace for summer fragrances. When you've got your citrus heavy ones, where it's like very sweet, very aquatic, even like a little pineapple-y, those are all fine and dandy, but sometimes you just want to switch things up, and that's where this comes in. This does have like a grapefruit opening with some watery notes, and then it has that vetiver in the base, that signature style vetiver from the Encre Noire. But those watery notes, a little bit of lavender, and that grapefruit kind of freshen things up, and it makes this a lot more wearable, a lot more summer appropriate, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. Again, it's a little challenging, but it's not too challenging like the original Encre Noire or the à l'extrême. This is a lot more wearable. This is a lot more, you know, pleasant, inoffensive. You can get away with this. If you've never really tried the Encre Noire line, this is the perfect entryway to kind of get an idea of what that line is. The vetiver in here is very distinct, but it's toned down from those watery notes and that lavender and some of that grapefruit. Awesome change of pace. I really enjoyed wearing this one. It was so refreshing to kind of step away from your typical summer fresh fragrances. Again, this is a steal of a deal. This is like $25 on most discounters. The quality of the juice in the Encre Noire line is like niche level quality juice. It's just fantastic for the price point. Absolute steal. I would highly recommend if you're going to get into the Encre Noire line, if you're like a little on the fence about it, great entryway is with the Encre Noire Sport. Projection and longevity, this is an average performer, about 6 hours. Projection, not too big, which is kind of good. I like this to sit a little bit closer to me because it is more of a personal style fragrance than it is kind of a, you know, a compliment monster. I wore this for me, I wore this for a change, and I really enjoyed doing it. I have a full review of this coming out very, very shortly, so hit that subscribe button, do that so you don't miss that. But if you haven't tried Encre Noire, if you haven't tried Encre Noire Sport, I highly suggest you get your nose on it. Beautiful fragrance, worth every penny. That's Encre Noire Sport. So on Wednesday, I reached back into my collection for something I haven't worn in a long time, actually. And I don't know why, because I really enjoy this fragrance. It's from one of my favorite lines, and that is Salvatore Ferragamo's Uomo Urban Feel. Now this is a great kind of dumb reach fragrance for the summer, and it's, again, you can wear this pretty much in any occasion. It's a very pleasant style fragrance, and it's just got a nice combination of some citrus, some very ozonic notes, a little bit of spicy aromatics in there. It's a really nice summer style fragrance, and it's a little bit on the unique side. It's still within that Uomo line. Like I get some very subtle hints of the original Uomo and the Uomo signature and the, I believe it's called Casual Life. It all kind of ties together a little bit, but this is more of the kind of the summer freshy, and it does have like a little bit of a blue lean to it. It's not a blue fragrance. It does have that, like I said, it has that citrus, those ozonic notes with a little bit of spicy aromatics. And even though it's not a listed note, it does have like an ambroxan style feel to it with a little tiny bit of like smokiness at the bottom almost. It does feel like it pushes off like an ambroxan style fragrance would, but it's like leaning a little more on the like toned down side. So it has a little bit of that blue tinge to it with that kind of summer fresh, spicy, aquatic, aromatic style to it. It's a very interesting scent profile, but it's not very challenging. It's not like super niche artisanal style fragrance. It's a pretty simple style fragrance, but it is unique enough to kind of stand out on its own, and I really, really enjoy it. Performance on this is about average, perhaps a little bit below average, which is one of the downsides to this. I maybe got about 5 hours off my skin. Projection, the first hour felt like it was pushing off fairly good. Again, it was that ambroxan sort of feel to it, felt like it was pushing off, but it did settle down after about an hour, hour and a half, and became a little bit closer to me. And then, like I said, about the 5 hour mark, it settled down to a skin scent, and I did have to reapply. So there's the one downside to this fragrance, is it is a little on the weak side, on my skin at least. So, it happens. It happens with some fragrances. You don't get, there can't all be beast modes. I wish they were, but they can't all be beast modes. But you can pick this up for about $50 for 100 ml. This is a 50 ml. I think I picked this up for about $35, $40 on discounters. I think it was worth it. It's a great fragrance. You can wear this pretty much anywhere. It's got a very unique scent profile. Great for the summer. I really enjoy it. And if you think you might enjoy it, I think you should check it out. That's Salvatore Ferragamo's Uomo Urban Feel. Moving into Thursday, I wanted to grab something that is probably one of my favorites from the House of Armaf. It's something that's just super fun, super versatile, performs fairly well, and is just a great fragrance in my opinion, and that is Armaf's Hunter Intense. Now, I'm not even gonna get going on this review until we talk about this bottle. We have to talk about this bottle. It's your typical crazy Armaf bottle. It's got this kind of like faux leather strap around it with this engraved writing that says Hunter across it. The cap's all off center. It's just a weird tacky bottle. I happen to like it. I think it's a cool design, whatever. You might think it's ugly, but whatever. I like it. It's a fun bottle. But the fragrance in here, it just kind of screams Invictus as soon as you spray it. It's got that citrus, that bergamot, a little bit of cardamom. It's got that sweetness to it. Has a little bit of pink pepper in there. it has that Invictus style opening to it. And so you think this is gonna turn into an Invictus dupe, but it kind of pulls a little bit of a turn on you, and it kind of goes into a blue direction. It's got this labdanum patchouli musky kind of feel that comes through, and it does kind of have this like Dylan Blue, Dior Sauvage kind of like inkling to it. It's there, it's still very much kind of in the Invictus neighborhood, but it does lean a little bit more on the blue side at some point. So it's an interesting combination. It's not quite a clone of either one. It is a little bit more on the Invictus side, but it's just a great fragrance. It works in all situations. It's very versatile. It's fun. It's just bright. It's just enough sweetness to it, and I really, really enjoy it. I have a full review of this coming out very, very shortly, so hit that subscribe button so you don't miss that. I'm gonna go into detail on this guy, so do it. Hit the subscribe button right now. Performance on this, pretty good. It was about 6 to 8 hours. Projection on this in the first hour and a half was pretty loud. This pushed off pretty good for the first hour, hour and a half. Then settled it a little bit more, and like I said, about the 7-8 hour mark is when it's turned more into a skin scent. So performance on this, especially for the scent profile, it is a little bit more on the summer fresh side. Performed very well. It did well in the heat, and I really, really enjoy this fragrance. If you like that kind of scent profile, that kind of Invictus-y style fragrance with like a little bit of like Dylan Blue Sauvage kind of mixed in there, I think you're gonna really enjoy Armaf's Hunter Intense. So $25 at places like Fragrance Buy. I think it's worth every penny. I think the bottle's dope, and you might too. So go check it out. That's Armaf Hunter Intense. All right, last but certainly not least, we are moving into our Friday fragrance, which happens to be today, and this is my scent of the day. And this is from a house that you don't hear much about. You don't hear a lot of people review because it kind of gets clowned on a little bit sometimes perhaps, and that's Original Penguin Premium Blend. Now this is just an easy, dumb reach summer fragrance. It's an awesome combination of some citruses, some marine notes, a little bit of that saltiness kind of brings up those marine notes. Very aromatic with some green notes in it, a little bit of violet, a little bit of musk. Just a great fragrance, easy to wear. You can wear it in any situation. Summer in a bottle, not complex. You're not gonna offend anybody with this. Beautiful summer style fragrance that you can wear pretty much anywhere. It's just a great combination for the price you pay for this. You can get this at most rack stores. You see this at rack stores all the time, like Nordstrom Rack, I think is where I picked this up for about $20. You're getting way more value than $20 when it comes to this fragrance. I think it's just absolutely great. Those citruses, those marine notes, that little bit of musk and that driftwood at the base, just all work together with a little bit of that kind of aromatic greens that work in there. Beautiful, beautiful summer fragrance, super easy to wear. I can't get enough of this stuff. And the performance on this is a little weak. You're gonna have to reapply this throughout the day. I got about 4 or 5 hours off my skin, especially in the heat. This does burn off fairly quick. Projection's not a monster either. You might get an arm's length for the first hour, and then it does settle down a little bit closer. But I mean, for the price you're paying, you can just pretty much bathe yourself in this stuff, and no one's gonna be mad at you because it smells great. It's not too harsh or projecting, and it just works. So if you see this at the rack store, I highly suggest you get your nose on it. $20, you can get this at most places. That is Original Penguin Premium Blend. All right, so there you have it. That is 7 awesome daily wear summer fragrances that I wore this week and obviously really enjoyed. Let me know what you guys were wearing this week. I love reading the comments. I love all your different recommendations. I love hearing about what you guys are wearing. So do that. Go click on the comment box right now. Tell me what you wore this week. What did you really enjoy? What was like one of your best summer fragrances that you wore this week? I love hearing your different recommendations. Love reading your comments. Do that right now. And while you're at it, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you all next time.